What is chunking and how can it help us to learn our target language? Well, chunking is kind of a new buzzword in the ESL world, and what we have found is that most people that use the word chunking have absolutely no idea what it really means. What we're seeing on the internet and other publications is that when teachers and instructors talk about chunking, they're really just grouping similar words together, like apple, banana, pear, raisin, grape, prune. Putting those words into a list are what these people are calling chunking. Wrong. Totally incorrect. Chunking, in fact, was discovered in 1956 by a Harvard professor, George Miller. What George Miller found was that the capacity of our short-term memory to recall information and organize it is limited. So that when we introduce big, long series or big, long strings of information made up of lots of little bits and we cram them together, we can't remember things. Now let me ask you a question. Which is easier to remember? 463 737 924, a 10-digit number, or 463-737-924, and let's add a 1. Looks like a phone number, doesn't it? Well, this was one of the immediate results of George Miller's research, is that long strings of numbers, in our example, a string of numbers with 10 individual numbers, is viewed by the mind as 10 separate bits of information. But interestingly, when we put those little dash marks in there and we start chunking the information into these little units with 3 or 4 digits, wow, then our mind looks at the same 10-digit number as a 3-digit number. And that's why Social Security numbers, telephone numbers, all over the world use these dash marks. It's a direct result of this discovery about chunking, taking complicated pieces of information and putting them into smaller bits. How can we apply this principle to learning a language so that we can get things from our short-term memory, make them manageable, complicated concepts or sentences, and move them into our long-term memory by chunking them? Well, let's use this example. I want to go to the store with you to buy some eggs. Now that sentence has 13 words. And remember from one of our other video clips, the longer the sentence, the harder to remember. How can we chunk that sentence? Very simple. I want to go to the store with you to buy some eggs. Now the first chunk, I want to go, has not only 4 words, but only 4 syllables. To the store with you now not only has 5 words, but only 5 syllables. To buy some eggs, not only 4 words, but 4 syllables. Each syllable corresponds to a single digit in that 10-digit phone number. So our goal with chunking a sentence that's long is to break it down into units of 4 to 5 syllables whenever possible. Now, how will this help us? Well, if I look at that sentence, I want to go to the store with you to buy some eggs. That's too much. But if I look at it in individual chunks, I want to go to the store with you to buy some eggs. And as I'm learning these things, learning these chunks, I focus on one chunk at a time. Now my mind can handle 4 syllables. To the store with you, my mind can handle 5 syllables. To buy some eggs, my mind can handle that. So now I break down this long, laborious tasks into 3 simple tasks And as I try to memorize, say them out loud, finger spell or whatever technique I use, one little chunk at a time, you'll find that these long grammatical structures will be much, much easier to learn.